Welcome back to Gator Country TV. I'm Laura McKeeman in front of the O'Connell Center, bringing you this week's All Sports Report. The men's basketball team started the season off with a win, 74-46 over the Stetson Hatters. Two junior forwards led the effort for the Gators, with Chandler Parsons notching 14 points and Alex Tyus bringing 12 and 13 rebounds. Next up for Florida is Georgia Southern on Wednesday, and then they host Troy right here in the O-Dome on Friday. Moving to the women's hardwood, the Gators lost a close one to rival FSU 66-62 Tuesday. Still, senior Shariel Smith came up big with her fourth career double-double. Head coach Amanda Butler is coaching with an injury after getting surgery on her Achilles tendon. She says even that can't stop her from willing her team on.
You know, it didn't bother me at all. I thought I might get in a little trouble with the officials, but I was well behaved and they were well behaved, so that worked out well. And you know, it hasn't bothered me at all. Like I said from the beginning, my biggest concern is that it's just not a distraction to our team, and I think they're kind of used to it. And maybe until I fall or something like that, which is probably inevitable to happen, you know, it's not been that big a deal really.
And now to volleyball. The LSU Tigers stopped Florida in the O-Dome 3-1 last Friday. Florida had some great performances by Christy Jekyll, who accounted for 18 kills, and Colleen Ward brought 11 kills and 7 digs. Head coach Mary Wise says they continue to improve.
The one thing we can't do is fast forward the experience button, but we are more experienced now than at the start of the year. And when we can get everybody having playing their best on the same night, I think we're going to be a tough team to beat.
Florida continues SEC action as they head out on the road to face Tennessee Friday. And don't forget, Saturday, the Florida football team will invite FIU to the Swamp. Kickoff is at 12:30. Make sure you check out GatorCountry.com for all your game day information. Well, that'll do it for this week's All Sports Report. Now let's go back into the studio to talk recruiting with Mr. Recruiting, Justin Wells.
Well, Laura, Amanda Butler coaching on one leg. What's the story behind that?
Well, Justin, actually, she injured her Achilles in a flag football game. And speaking of football, it's time to get into some insider recruiting. Today, we are talking linebackers. Let's talk about two guys that are already committed to Florida. First one, Gideon Ajagbe, is committed as an outside linebacker. And then there's also Niran Ball, who's a defensive end, but could play outside linebacker. Talk about these guys.
Well, Laura, I know this is your favorite position, linebackers. I know you love those guys. Gideon Ajagbe out of Ransom Everglades School down in Coconut Grove. Very talented young man, plays some running back and has played a lot of defensive back at the high school level, but at 6'2", about 205 pounds, he's looking to transition to linebacker on the next level. Niran Ball, funny story actually, his brother, Neelan Ball, plays at the University of Georgia as a defensive end up there. He's about 6'4", 210 pounds out of Jackson, Georgia. So that'll be an interesting little rivalry to watch the next couple of years as they're on opposite sides in Jacksonville.
Okay, Justin, when you talk about linebackers coming in recruiting, you have to talk about Jeff Luke. He's just a huge guy on the recruiting scene right now. Tell me more about Luke and what we're seeing. He's got offers from a lot of schools, one of them being Florida.
Yeah, Jeff Luke, the beast. He is a big guy, very talented player out of Treasure Coast High School in Port St. Lucie. Like you said, has offers from all over the country, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, USC, all the teams very much in the race for Jeff Luke. He actually took a visit to Georgia, University of Georgia last weekend. He will take an official visit to Florida in December, and he's going to enroll early, so he's going to be making a decision soon. The Gators look to be in the thick of it there, and he's one of the top linebacker prospects on the board.
Okay, and some other guys with offers from Florida would be Jordan Hicks and Christian Jones. Give us a lowdown on these guys.
Well, Laura, Jordan Hicks is one of the top linebackers in the entire country out of Lakota West High School in Ohio. Very talented player, 6'2", 210 pounds, very fast, very athletic. Again, offers from all over the country. He has USC, Ohio State, and Texas as his top schools, and he will be taking an official visit to Florida in December. Player Florida really wants a lot. Scott Leffler, the quarterback's coach, who has some Midwest ties, is recruiting him.
Okay, and then there's two other guys that Florida's interested in but hasn't quite given offers to yet, and that would be Telvin Smith and Kevin Nelson. Tell us about these guys.
Well, Telvin Smith is out of Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia, currently committed to Florida State, but he's been to Florida a couple times. Was in Gainesville for the Arkansas game and also the Vanderbilt game, so he's kind of rethinking that commitment, seeing what's going on there. Kevin Nelson out of Gainesville High School, right here in Gainesville, so you'd figure
he's a local guy.
He's a local guy. You figure Florida be on him, but he's actually originally from South Florida. the 305, if you will. And he's committed to the Miami Hurricanes, and Florida really never made much of a pursuit of him. So it'll be interesting if Florida misses on some of these guys that we mentioned earlier, if they might perhaps make an offer to Nelson. And real quick, Christian Jones, who you mentioned just a minute ago, is actually a Florida State legacy. His father, Willie Jones Sr., his brother, Willie Jones Jr., both played at Florida State. So the Seminoles are believed to be the favorite there, but Florida's recruiting him very hard still as well.
All right, Justin, always good to hear about linebackers. Let's lock this thing up.
All right.
This has been Insider Recruiting. Stay tuned for the Gator Country Roundtable.
Campus Chatter is brought to you in part by Titletown Textbooks, located in the Westgate Regency Plaza on the southwest corner of University Avenue and 34th Street, near Granby's and Latin Cafe and Powerhouse Gym. Visit Titletown Textbooks today.